Hello, and welcome to Soul Sister Psychics. My name is Taiwana, so today is my first video, so I will be introducing myself to you. I am a psychic reader as well as Reiki level 2, so I do send distant energy healing. Today I'm going to start off by giving you my take on what is happening in the political realm. I had a vision. I have visions and I have dreams. I had a vision, and this was around the time of Trayvon Martin, and when all the the shootings were going on. And I specifically asked the question to the universe. I asked, why is all of this happening when people can see for themselves through social media? Because everybody has a camera on their phone now, as well as, we have cameras on the street corners and so on and so forth for security reasons. Well, I then had a vision. I saw a wooded area. It was lots of trees and a stream of water, and the stream ran from right to left. Now, to my understanding, water runs from left to right, but in this vision, the water was running from right to left, and it was a good size stream. And then on my right side, I saw a big hand came down, and it went all the way to the bottom of the water, the clear water, and it began to stir up all the muck that was on the bottom, and the water began to get cloudy, and then the water washed all the cloudiness away. And I knew that vision meant that everything that has happened, that people think is hidden or doesn't exist anymore, is all being brought to the surface. This is a time of awakening, and we can clearly see awakening happening within our political system. We have the Me Too movement going on. We have Trump in office. Not a Trump fan, but I will not degrade or call him out his name or anything like that. I don't believe in that. But I do believe that he too is a part of this awakening process. So when we are getting all frustrated, I know for me anyway, when I get frustrated as to what is going on, I think back on this vision that I had, and it is important for me to share it with you so that you too can look at it and say, okay, yeah, this is a time of awakening, and we are going through a spiritual shift, and it will continue to happen. Now, me personally, I don't feel that, I think the time that we're going through is really similar to the time of the 60s, time of when there were civil rights movements and so forth, and when we fought. I think that we're going through that again, but it's a little bit different because it's not just a one race of people that are fighting for equality. It's humanity. It's humanity that is saying enough is enough. And that is what's happening right now. So when you begin to get frustrated and ask the questions, why is this man in office? Okay, well, he's there for a purpose. It may not be the purpose that most of us would have chosen, but he is waking people up. He is doing a good job of bringing people to the polls. People who didn't care about what was happening around them now do. People who always sat on the sideline and said, oh, that's somebody else's job, or no, my vote doesn't count, or that doesn't pertain to me. Well, he's doing a good job of waking people up. And now I'm going to go one step further and tell you about the dream I had the night that the election took place, where he was elected. In my dream, when I woke up, no, I'm sorry, in my dream, he had became president, and I saw people. He would do something, and I would see people by the thousands protesting in major cities, and we saw this happen. So take my word for it or not, but this happened again and again, and there was a portion of my dream that from him doing the things that he did, I believe election laws are going to be changed behind the actions that are taking place now, because people are going to say this will never happen to us again. Now, I also saw in my dream, and I don't understand the reason behind this, but I actually saw snakes from Texas all the way to the Carolinas, all the way down southeast direction to Florida. And the entire ground was covered with snakes, the entire ground, and that mass amount. But the difference was they weren't normal looking snakes. They was only like, about this long, or this, some were shorter, longer, and some were skinnier or fatter than others. But they were the opaque color, the color of that snails and slugs are. That's the color that they were. Now, and I'm shortening my dream, but when I woke up, when I was waking up in my dream, because Hillary had lost, people thought that it was the end. But when I was waking up, the song that that song by Stevie Wonder, Happy Birthday, that he sang for Martin Luther King, that's what was playing. And I knew that just like when Martin Luther King died, people thought that it was the end, but it was really just the beginning. And when Hillary lost, people thought that, oh, this is the end, and but it's really not. This is just the beginning. And as I was saying about being like in the 60s, like the racism and so forth that went on, I believe that we're in that same type of energy, except for it's moving much faster. So it's not going to last as long as it did for, back when civil rights movement was occurring, when we were trying to get equal rights for everybody. I believe that we're in an energy time like that, and it's just not going to last as long. But it will be painful for a lot of people, because this is an uncomfortable situation, but a lot of people are waking up, because those for years that had always spoke up against inequality and injustice by the police, people for years were saying that's not what really happened. If somebody was shot by the police, but we as individuals in our society, we're taught to trust law enforcement, to trust the officials. The police are to protect and serve. And so when a police report is done, they and the police officer said their side of the story, and whether the newspaper printed up what the officer said, okay, well, the majority of the people would say, well, the officer said such and such, so this is what happened. And but the families and victims and so forth were always saying that's not what happened. Okay, now we're in a day and age to where we have social media everywhere, and everybody is able to record things for themselves and see things for themselves, and therefore people are looking at it and saying that was wrong. So there is a equality that is on the rise. There is an awakening that is on the rise, and there is an exposure that is on the rise, and it will continue to happen. Now, I do not think that Trump will be, it wouldn't surprise me for him to get another term. Because the reason why I say that, because if Trump went out of office today, how would people react? They would be like, whew, that was awful. I'm glad that's over with. No. Not enough bad has happened. Not enough awakening has happened. So in short, I would say, people, put on your seatbelts, buckle up, stay awake, don't get caught up in what you see that is happening, that we know some of these things are wrong. But instead, look at it as, okay, there's something going on behind the scenes here in the spirit realm, the universal. The universe is stirring this energy, waking people up, and setting things on track. My visions, my dreams, my opinions, okay? Once again, my name is Taiwana. This is, thank you for joining me on the first video for Soul Sister Psychics. And if you want a reading from me, you can contact me through the information down below, also through my Facebook Facebook page, Soul Sister Psychics, and on Instagram, okay? And I invite you to share my videos, watch my videos, like my page, and like this video and subscribe, please, okay? Thank you, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and love and light to all.